Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss this very interesting problem and quite challenging too from optics. Before we proceed further, we must read the problem first. And the problem statement is: consider a thin disk of uniform thickness D made of a transparent material, refractive index of which is made to vary with a distance r from its center by suitable diffusion of impurities. If a parallel beam of light incident normally on the disk converges at a distance f, given f very greater than r, after passing through the disk, find suitable expression for radial variation of its refractive index mu. Assume refractive index at the center of the disk to be mu naught. Okay, so let's first understand the problem statement. So problem says that we have a disk at the center of the disk. They have given refractive index as mu naught, and disk is circular in shape actually. So from the center at a distance r each side, refractive index would be mu, and mu varies with r. At different value of r, mu would be different. So we have a disk of thickness d for which refractive index is variable, and then they said a parallel beam of light is incident on the disk. Now this parallel beam of light converges at some point. This beam converges at some point. So this converges at point. Suppose that point is P, and this particular distance is F, and F is always very greater than R being the radius of the disk. So this statement is given to us, and we need to understand how exactly mu varies with R. Variation of mu with R we need to calculate. So this is what problem asks. Now on getting the problem, let's see what exactly can be done and what you will do and why this problem is challenging. This problem is challenging not because of mathematical calculation. Mathematical calculation is not like much complex or like much big calculation is involved. That is not in this particular problem. And the concept used in this problem is also very small. But the problem is really challenging mostly because of misconception attached with the problem. Okay, a student face major confusion while solving the problem. Due to that reason only problem is challenging. See, the first confusion and most important confusion in this problem would be like when we get this type of problem, even me, when I started solving at the beginning like few years back while I was solving this problem for myself. So what I thought, first thing strike in my mind is geometrical optics. I used the approach of geometrical optics. I have taken rays incident normal to this particular surface, and after taking rays normal to this particular surface, what exactly I thought? I thought, okay, fine, angle of incidence is 0, right? So whatever be the value of refractive index, angle of refraction will also be 0, and this ray will go straight as it is without any bending. Without any bending, the ray will pass. So here we have applied the concept of geometrical optics, and by applying this, what exactly we are getting? We are getting that these rays are not converging anywhere. If it is converging, it's converging at infinity. Okay, means the value of f we need to calculate, that f is infinite in this particular case, and that is not the true solution. That is not the actual solution. Means rays are actually converging, but geometrical optics fails to explain this. Of course, geometrical optics is very popular among students. So your popular geometrical optics fails to explain this particular concept, and here comes our classy wave optics. So wave optics is the correct approach for this problem, and wave optics will give you the solution for this particular problem. Wave optics will explain why exactly these rays are bending. Okay, so this concept will be deal by wave optics. Okay, so geometrical optics, no. Okay, now which concepts are required to solve this problem? So in wave optics, we require two concepts to solve this problem. First would be concept of optical path length, and the second concept is concept of wavefront. Okay, fine. Now by using concept of wavefront, just see what exactly is gonna happen. If this was your glass slab, thickness D, and rays are coming parallel to this, and it's converging at a point, suppose here. So obviously rays are bending over here. Why rays are getting bent, that I'll explain you later. First we'll talk about wavefront, how exactly wavefront will look like. So if it is bending, so rays are in this particular direction, this is the direction of rays over here, and we must be knowing here that our wavefront will always be perpendicular to the rays. Okay, at all the point rays would be perpendicular to wavefront, better we say that way. So the shape of your wavefront would be something like this, and this shape would be spherical in nature. Shape of wavefront would be spherical in nature, and this particular point P is center of that particular sphere. So in this particular point wavefront is spherical. Okay, now why wavefront is becoming spherical, why exactly rays are bending, that is the second thing. Okay, first we have to understand if this is happening, if rays are converging at point P, in that case our wavefront should be spherical. Okay, it cannot be straight, it cannot be like plane. Okay, now why exactly this is happening, that concept will come from the optical path difference. Okay, so I'll tell you first something about optical path. Okay, suppose you have a slab, suppose you have any slab, and thickness of the slab is x. Okay, and refractive index of the slab is mu, and rays is passing directly from one point to other point. Now geometrical path length covered by the ray inside the medium, this ray inside this particular medium has covered the actual path length x, that is what geometrical path length. X is geometrical path length. And optical path length covered by this ray is mu into x. Optical path length. Okay, so this is the optical path length. Now all the point of wavefront must be on same phase. All the point on wavefront must be on same phase. So if rays are reaching at that particular point for two different points, suppose reaching at point P here and suppose point Q here. So optical path length for P and Q both should remain same. Means optical path distance covered by the rays till point P and till point Q, it should remain same if these 2 points are on wavefront. So that particular concept we are going to use here. Okay, fine. So let's draw the diagram again. We'll draw here. and we are taking one ray like this, and our wavefront just near the glass slab is like this. This is spherical in shape. It's not perfect sphere here, but the shape would be spherical, and at this particular point image formation is there. So this point is P for us, this is O, this I'm taking M, and this I'm taking as N. Now OP is equal to F. F is the distance where image is formed, and MP is also equal to F. MP is also equal to F. Okay, OP is F, MP is also F. Now we'll try to calculate the value of, we'll try to calculate the value of Pn first, and Mn we have taken as R. Mn is R for us. So we'll try to calculate this Pn, and we can write here Pn square plus Mn square is equal to Mp square. Okay, so Pn square plus Mn square is R square, Mp square is F square. So by that we'll get Pn square is equal to F square minus R square, or the value of Pn equal to root under F square minus R square. Now after getting Pn, we can calculate On as well. So we have OP equal to F. OP, this OP could be written as On plus Pn. So we could write On plus Pn equal to F. Okay, the value of On we need to calculate, and Pn we have already calculated. So On plus root under F square minus R square is F, or we have On equal to F minus root under F square minus S square. This is the On. Okay, now we have done the calculation. Now we'll go back and try to understand why exactly these calculations are required. Okay, see, parallel rays, I'm just taking two parallel rays under consideration. Okay, they are coming parallel. So these 2 points are in phase already. Means there is no path difference between, suppose we are taking this point as A and this point as B. So there is no path difference between point A and B. Point A and B are at same path difference, same path length. Now this is, suppose I'm taking as like Q. So path length of AQ would be mu into D, and path length of OB would be mu naught into D. Here we have refractive index mu at this particular point, and here in the problem is given as mu naught. So path length OB would be mu naught into D, and AQ would be mu into D, right? And till reaching M, the path covered is AQ plus QM, and till reaching O, path covered is BO. Now these 2 points, point O and point B, so wave reaching M and wave reaching O both should cover equal optical path length. Optical path length of both the wave which is reaching O and reaching M should be equal. Now optical path length of wave reaching M would be AQ into mu, because this is in the medium of refractive index mu, and QM into 1 because this is in air. And optical path length for the wave reaching point O is OB into mu naught. So we could write here as wave reaching M and O are in phase phase, we can write the first would be mu into AQ plus QM, mu into AQ plus QM, and that should be equal to simply OB, mu naught into OB, sorry, mu naught into OB. Now mu AQ was D for us. AQ is like width of this particular thing, that is D. So AQ would be D plus QM, and OB is also D. So mu naught into D, mu D plus, now just see, you QM, this QM and ON is equal, both are equal. The QM could be written as ON equal to mu naught D. So mu into D plus the value of ON we have calculated, that is F minus root under F square minus R square equal to mu naught D. Okay, further we could write here mu D plus F minus F square minus R square whole raised to half is mu naught D. Mu D plus half minus, we are taking F square common, taking it out, to F 1 minus R square upon F square whole raised to half is mu naught D. Now in the problem it's mentioned that R is very lesser than F. If R is very lesser than F, R square upon F square should be very less than 1, and in such case we can use the binomial approximation, and we could write 1 minus R square upon F square whole raised to half as 1 minus half into R square upon F square. That is 1 minus R square upon F square whole raised to half is 1 minus R square upon 2F square. Okay, so we have got that value. Now put that. So we have mu D plus F minus F under bracket 1 minus R square upon 2F square. Okay, and that should be equal to mu naught D. Now we'll simplify it. Our work is done. Then simple mathematical calculation is left only. So mu D plus F minus F plus FR square upon 2F square equal to mu naught D. So that would be mu D plus R square upon 2F equal to mu naught D, or mu D equal to mu naught D minus R square upon 2F, or we could write mu equal to mu naught minus R square upon 2FT. So this is how mu is varying with distance from the center of the disk. Okay, so just the basic thing about this problem was, one where you could miss this is, this problem involves the concept of wave optics, and keep in mind that every question where rays are involved means you don't have to straightforward apply the geometrical optics concept. In few places wave optics would also be helpful. Few things cannot be explained by geometrical optics, so there you need to like keep applying the wave optics like concepts. One more thing you must keep in your mind, that the concept of optical path difference and wavefront and Huygens theorem is very important, and it's very conceptual. So if you have already read it like at very basic level, so what I suggest, go to the advanced level, go to in-depth knowledge of that particular thing. That will help you in Olympiad and higher level question of JEE Advanced. Okay, so that is it about this particular problem. I hope you have understood it well, And if you want me to explain similar type of question or any other question or any concept which you are facing difficult, then you can know me in comment box. You just tell me like which all problem you want me to explain in comment box, and definitely help you with that. And please subscribe my channel if you want like further these type of questions would come to you directly. So please subscribe it. That is it from my side. We'll meet again. Thank you very much. Thank you all.